Hi, and welcome back to Armadillo Designs. My name is BC. I'm not sure I've ever properly introduced myself. This is the very last video in the series. Is the second video on the display for the double-sided axe. I hope you guys have enjoyed the whole series, and if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. Comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I'll try to answer any questions you guys have. I showed everything as I did it. May not necessarily be the best way, but I was learning as I went, and maybe you guys can learn something too. At the very minimum, get your wheels turning, maybe get your imagination going. That's what would work for me. So anyway, thank you all for watching.
Put a smile on somebody's face. Try to make this world a better place.
I told y'all in the last video I would explain to you how this display became incredibly complicated. I only intended on having the antler with the live edge mesquite, and then my kid came home with ring from a pretty high-end place, and when she opened the box to show me the ring, it lit up with an LED light, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I've got to do that. So I tasked both brain cells to figure out how to do it, and then my wife said, well, why don't you just do a floating frame around it? Like it was that easy. It's always something simple that causes a creative explosion. I go from being content in my nothing box of a brain, and then all of a sudden there it is, like a million ideas, and they get dumped into my thought process out of nowhere. This little trick right here I learned while doing trim carpentry. You just put a little dab of glue and then sand over the top of it, or sprinkle some sawdust from the same wood, and it fills in the gap. It looks like a solid piece. It's fantastic. So it turns out it was kind of that easy. I made it out of the monkey pod and the maple that the axe is made out of. It would match. It was at this point when I realized how to do the LEDs and needed a recessed area to put them into. That's why I'm using a rotozip on a frame that's already glued together. It would have been much easier to cut the notch with a table saw before the frame was already put together, but if you'll notice, I am freehanding this notch, and I have to point out that it is not the best plan to have your fingers that close to something that's moving about 9 million RPM. I couldn't get the notch deep enough into the frame, so I had to build out that inside edge just a little bit because I was trying to create like an indirect lighting effect.
You gotta stare at a little rain. Ain't no living in the name of love is ever done in vain. And every sunrise on another day is another chance to smile. Yeah. And every sunset there's a prayer to pray, thankful for every mile. Oh, there'll be no telling what the world's gonna throw on you.
Here is something I would like to point out that never happens, and it's awesome. The LED lights came in the exact length that I needed. I didn't have to cut anything. They came with an adhesive backing, but I went ahead and put some silicone on there to make sure that it didn't go anywhere because it seemed kind of weak. And while putting the LED lights in the frame, I had no clue what I was going to do with the on-off switch. And then my wife suggested, well, why don't you sew a little leather pouch on it and mount it to the frame? Wow. So simple and freaking amazing. Listen, if you guys think that I earned a like or subscribe and you enjoyed this video, maybe learned a little something, or just want to pass it along, please feel free to share it. Definitely please like, subscribe, comment, follow, tell your friends. I'll answer any questions I can. Thank you very much.
Just what to do, you know what to do. 'Cause taking chances and falling, just who we are, comes with hard times, heartaches and scars. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Hard times. Hard time. I'll reach the sky.